The United States has no official language. While English is the most spoken, there is no federally designated official language. In Nevada, prostitution is legal in certain counties. It's the only state where licensed brothels can operate legally. You are about to see 75 curiosities about the United States. Welcome to the video. The sex industry in the U.S. generates billions of dollars. Escort websites, OnlyFans, and strip clubs bring in massive revenue every year. Street prostitution is disappearing in the U.S. due to technology. Online platforms have completely changed the way it operates. New York City has more women than men. There are about 52 women for every 48 men in the city. 40% of millionaires in the U.S. are women, and this number keeps growing. Some of the richest women in the U.S. inherited massive fortunes, like Alice Walton, Walmart heir, and Jacqueline Mars, Mars chocolate heiress. Before the gold rush, prostitution was one of the most profitable industries in the Wild West. In places like San Francisco, madams were as powerful as politicians. Today, New York and Los Angeles have some of the most exclusive illegal brothels in the world, with prices exceeding $10,000 per night. American women voted for the first time in 1920, when the 19th Amendment was passed. The U.S. is the world's largest producer of pornography. The adult content industry is centered in California. There are over 2 million women entrepreneurs in the U.S. running their own businesses. 30% of men in the U.S. admit to paying for sex at least once in their lives. Washington, D.C. has been named the city with the most single residents in the U.S. The most influential woman in the U.S. according to Forbes in 2023 was Taylor Swift, due to her impact on music and the economy. New Orleans once had a legal red light district called Storyville, where prostitution was regulated until 1917. In the 1970s, New York had over 2,000 illegal brothels. Old West brothels had catalogs with pictures of the workers, allowing clients to choose before arriving. In the U.S., only 4% of human trafficking cases involve foreigners. Most victims are American citizens. Houston has more strip clubs than any other city in the country. The most expensive brothel in the U.S. is the Love Ranch in Nevada, with rates that can exceed $50,000. It is estimated that prostitution in the U.S. generates over $14 billion per year. Some of the most influential women in U.S. history were prostitutes. Madame Lou Graham, for example, funded schools in Seattle with her business. The first women to enter Wall Street were betting brokers during the Prohibition era. In the U.S., 19th-century prostitutes used elegant business cards with fake names and titles like company artist. Quote. Hollywood has the highest per capita rate of plastic surgeries in the U.S. Wyoming was the first state to allow women to vote in 1869. Prostitution in the U.S. was made illegal mainly for public health reasons, not morality. Some prostitutes in the Wild West became millionaires and used their money to help entire communities. The United States has the highest number of self-made female millionaires in the world. In 2004, a Nevada brothel offered a subscription service, like Netflix, but for sexual encounters. The FBI estimates that over 60% of prostitution in the U.S. is controlled by organized groups. Some of the first feminists in the U.S. were prostitutes fighting for better working conditions. The Pentagon is the largest office building in the world. The Empire State Building has its own zip code. The Grand Canyon can create its own weather due to its depth. There's a town in the U.S. where it's illegal to die. It's called Longyearbyen, in Alaska. 1% of the electricity in the U.S. is consumed by Google data centers. The U.S. has more museums than Starbucks. NASA sent a pizza to space in 2001 as an experiment. Modern traffic lights were invented in the U.S. In 1912, there are more libraries in the U.S. than McDonald's. A man once stole a military tank in California and drove it through the city. The U.S. has a highway intersection that touches 4 states at once. The U.S. government spent $1 million studying how to ride a bicycle. The U.S. produces more donuts than any other country in the world. 7% of Americans believe chocolate milk comes from brown cows. There's a prison in the U.S. that has its own vineyard. An average American eats 35 tons of food in their lifetime. Each U.S. citizen generates an average of 2 kilograms of trash per day. A man once tried to sell Alaska back to Russia in the 1970s. Mount Rushmore was originally supposed to have full-body statues of the presidents. There is a house in the U.S. made entirely out of recycled newspapers. The U.S. has had a total of 27 constitutional amendments. 15% of Americans have worked at McDonald's at some point in their lives. The cheeseburger was invented in Pasadena, California. Bourbon is the official alcoholic beverage of the U.S. Over 100,000 people in the U.S. believe they are vampires. Ketchup was originally sold as medicine. 40% of the money printed in the U.S. is for $1 bills. Finally, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos like this.